Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the final Part 5 series in Series 1 of the Tri-County region of Nova Scotia Craft Beer Iron Wave series. Today, what we're going to be doing is the last beer and brewery on our tour of Southwest Nova. Today, we're doing Boxing Rock. And Boxing Rock is one of my favorite breweries out of Shelburne, Nova Scotia. In fact, the only craft brewery in Shelburne at this point. What a great brand. Check that out. That octopus in that glass, that's pretty fantastic stuff. These guys are sold all over the province. They do tremendous work right from coast to coast, and we're going to talk about what they're doing and what they're making today. To start, where is Boxing Rock? So, Boxing Rock is a little further out if you're living down here in Yarmouth. If you're not in the local Southwest Nova Scotia area, Shelburne is about an hour or so east of Yarmouth and about 2 hours west of Halifax. Boxing Rock. There's a story behind this, of course, and we will get into that. But to start, we talk exactly where it is. If you come off the highway exit, Shelburne, there'll be a Tim Hortons there, and instead of turning right, you turn left and go up the road, and there's the brewery. It's actually quite a pretty spot, and we'll be talking about that in our next series when we're there. But today, we're going to talk a little bit more about the beer itself and how it came to be. Boxing Rock was founded in 2012. So it's about 6 years old, by two engineers, two chemical engineers, in fact. And these guys were chemical engineers. One went to Humber College, one went to University of Toronto. They came here and set up in Shelburne, Nova Scotia, which is a pretty cool story, especially for people who are that highly trained. So big props to them. We're really glad that you're here, and hopefully you guys stay around for a long, long time to come. The slogan for Boxing Rock: our beer is legendary. That's pretty cool. That's just pretty straight up, snap, snap, done. I like it. So now what we're going to do, because we've done it with every other brewery, we're going to read you a bottle. I'm going to read you this beautiful growler from Boxing Rock to explain what is Boxing Rock. Our beer is legendary. According to local folklore, Boxing Rock is where bickering seamen were left by their captain to sort out their differences. The choice: box until only one could return to the ship, or shake hands and share a beer. Either way, there are only a few short hours until high tide. We say, drink up. BoxingRock.ca. Boxing Rock Brewing Company Limited, Shelburne, Nova Scotia. B0T1W0. Short and sweet, but what a great story. The Boxing Rock. The ship comes in, guys are fighting on the boat. Yeah, get out. Go over there and sort it out. Fight, drink, whatever. We're picking you up when we come back. That sounds to me like a great drinking story. And ultimately, if you look at that brand, I really have to come back to this brand because personally, I think it's just really, it's so wacky, it's so different, it's so weird, but it really is kind of an iconic image. It's something that I see now. I don't have to see the words at all. I just see that, and that's Boxing Rock. Anywhere in the province. And I've actually seen it a number of places around the province. And go, oh, that's Boxing Rock, or how'd they get over here? Because that's all the way down the other side. So whoever did that logo, props. That's spectacular. It is very unique, very cool, and yeah, the octopus. I mean, why not? They have bottles, kegs, and growlers available. Got a beautiful growler here, but if you got a bigger situation happening, you can get a keg, and you can go to the NSLC anywhere in the province and buy Boxing Rock's beer in certain varieties, and there's some really, really neat ones which we're going to talk about in a minute. In terms of the brewery itself, it's a really nice, wide open kind of situation. You go in, you see the tanks, and you get the bar out front. Again, in our next series we'll be going, you'll actually get to see what it looks like and how pretty awesome it is. But for now, we'll talk more about the beer. As a side note, the Finest Kind Food Company, which is very close to this brewery, is actually the ones who service them for food and other snacks. So nice little partnership there, and check those guys out too. But back to the beer. So some of the beers themselves that I've tried from Boxing Rock, we have the Hunky Dory Pale Ale. We have the Vickers Cross Double IPA. We have the Darkest Kedgy Dark IPA, and we have the Temptation Red Ale. Finest kind. Typical IPA, but with a little bit of a sharper edge. It kind of comes in and comes out. So you're expecting with IPA is, again, you get that hoppy kind of grapefruit kind of taste, but it doesn't stay. It kind of comes and it goes, which is different for me for IPA. I'm used to having it's in your mouth until it's gone, and then But this has a little bit of a crescent, you might say, on it. The Vickers Cross Double IPA. I will never understand why double IPA tastes less IPA than single IPA, but it does. And this one is a classic example of that. Very, very strong beer. You do not want to have a couple of these and go anywhere. If you're going to have them, make sure you're going to be there for a while. But it is a really, really lovely beer. It has a caramel taste to it. Kind of a sweet. It isn't just about the hop, 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 hop. It really comes in and really makes you think they've really done something with it. They've taken time with this one, and you'll take time to drink it. So enjoy it. Take your time. It's actually a really nice double IPA if you are into that kind of thing. The Temptation Red Ale, probably a little more like you'd expect from a red ale. It's very drinkable. It's very smooth. It kind of cascades a little bit on the palate. It doesn't really do anything too crazy, and that's kind of nice because a lot of Boxing Rock's beer is it's a bit more creative. They've taken a bit more liberty with things, and I really like that. But if you're into more of a traditional beer, that one, or as a side note, their Three Sheets Cream Ale, another good solid traditional beer, you won't go wrong. So if you're not really feeling too adventurous, but you really want to support Boxing Rock, and you should, go for Temptation or the Three Sheets. Those are both really good options for that. Now, talking about beer, because you all know I'm a stout guy. I like my dark beer. We have to talk about Darkest Kedgy. This one is very unusual because it's an IPA that's also kind of a stout. And I've honestly never had the two combined before. It has a roasty, almost a kind of a bitter coffee quality coming in, right? Gets in the mouth, okay, yep, you're getting the stout, and then boom, IPA. Whoa, what was that? And you get it, but you just get it long enough for it to go and flip again, and then boom, you're back to coffee land, and then it's gone. Overall, I would say it's for me, it's the most interesting beer they make, and actually one that really snuck up on me. I wasn't sure what to think of it when I saw it on the box, and dark IPA, what is that? But it's really, really good. If you're an IPA or a stout drinker, or both, you're really going to want to check this one out. This comes very conveniently in 6-packs. So you can take it off and go, and you can share it with your friends or whatever you want to do. You don't have to go to the brewery to get it, but I would absolutely guarantee, as with every beer on this planet, that it's better on draft, which means you want to go, if you can, and either fill one of these beautiful things up with it, or go to the brewery itself, hang out, see what's going on. Overall impression of Boxing Rock. The beers are bold. They are really, really daring. They're just going to go for it. And you can tell that there's a lot of science in this beer. Given that they're two chemical engineers that are brewing this stuff, it makes total sense to me. That being said, it's also, in some cases, among the most interesting of all the breweries and all the beers because of that fact. There's a lot going on. So if you want to go to Boxing Rock, and you should, make sure you give yourself some time. Even if you buy some at the store, give yourself some time with it. Don't just go there and chug it and call it a night. Take your time with it. Really see if you can find things in it. Because I'm sure there are things I've missed that you might go, oh, but I saw this, or I tasted that, or that's great. These guys can do that. And I have yet to have a beer with them that doesn't have at least 3 or 4 things what's that? So any of the beer aficionados out there, you got to check Boxing Rock out. And if you're not, check them out anyway. You might find something you like. I will be really surprised if you don't. The beer is unique. It's distinct. It's strong flavor. The branding is, again, out of this world. Such great branding. The brewery is beautiful, very easily accessible, wide open kind of parking spaces. There's really no trouble getting in there. Once you go up that road, you're golden. And the staff are super friendly. When I went in to get this guy, Boxing Rock staff were super pumped about what I was doing, and they gave me all kinds of options of how to get back to them on this one. So, you know what, guys, this is for you. And thank you for being so courteous and so kind. Now, that's the 5. Have fun, enjoy, and please, please, please always drink responsibly. Thank you.